Let's get back up to date again and let's look at the 2003 Pirates. I'm joined once again by Alun Rossiter, and we're going to look at Roscoe's review as it's going to become known. Alun, first of all, last week obviously very disappointing display by the Pirates. I'm sure they're all disappointed that they didn't manage to win their first home league match.
Yeah, I think it's always disappointing. You could really need a win under your belt, especially on your first match of the season. It sets the fans on an upbeat, and it's probably, I think in a way, hopefully it's taken a little bit of pressure off the Pirates really with them losing to Coventry. But I think once the boys settle down, I think then they'll go into overdrive personally.
Certainly early days, and there's plenty of time to go yet, plenty of matches to go. And in fact last week, of course, there was then a complete turnaround the following night with a victory up at Ipswich.
Yeah, that's right. It was a good all-round team performance, and obviously I was in the pits with Leigh last week, and not many people know actually in two of his races, his last race and his race previous, he was actually running on 3 valves. He lost a valve cap seat which sits on top of the valve, and it that had come adrift and just sat on the top of the engine, and we replaced it in one race, and obviously it went again in the most important race, 15, and he just, when you've got people like Billy Hamill out there, you ain't going to catch him on 3 valves, I'm afraid.
For sure. Well, hopefully no more problems like that tonight. They're back into it, and with a 10-point advantage, the Witches are here now. What do you reckon?
Yes, I think Hampel's a bit of a handful. He goes quite well around here, but I just think in general the Pirates are going to have the strength in depth, and I think it'll be quite a comfortable win tonight. But in saying that, Scotty Nicholls had a good meeting at Eastbourne the weekend, so he's going to be banging in there, making a mess of himself and making it all a bit messy for the Pirates. So but no, I think it'll be a comfortable win tonight. I mean, I don't feel that they're really that strong, and they got quite a young outfit. I think if they sort of stay together a while, then they might do quite well, but I think the Pirates will be a bit too strong for them tonight personally.
One of the men that's really caught my eye and a lot of other eyes over the last couple of years, of course, is Krzysztof SLABON. He made a big impression down here a couple of years ago, and do you think he's got what it takes?
Well, he certainly, the meetings I've seen him, he's certainly done well. So, I mean, he goes quite well around here as well. So maybe there won't be such a runaway victory. But I still think the Pirates will come out on top. Really, I think, I think with Tony, and like I said, Leigh's still not settled in yet. He's still waiting to get the right setup, trying something different again tonight. I had a chat with him just before the meeting. He's doing the business away, which is the most important thing really away, because at home you've got a few other riders we can rely on to do really well here. So once Leigh gets dialed in and set up, you'll be, that heat 13 and 15 will be Tony's and Leigh's for the season, I think.
And I think finally perhaps it proved last week how important it is the likes of Lucas and of course Bjarne. Their pairing didn't work as well last week as it did the week before.
Yeah, it was really strange. Bjarne went from a world beater to, he really struggled last week, and I did try and catch up with him after the meeting, but I couldn't find him. But I don't know what sort of went wrong really. Why it went from that to that really, because there's not a lot of great deal changes in a week really. You thought he'd have a good setup, but his bike sounded really, really strong last week. Listened to it and it sounded like it was revving and it just wasn't going forward.
Okay, well, let's hope that all of those problems are ironed out. Maybe a big win on the cards this evening.
I hope so, and obviously that'll get the Pirates fans raving again. But like I say, hopefully with Coventry beating them last week, hopefully that'll take a little bit off everybody expecting Poole to win it, and put a little bit more pressure on Coventry to win it.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Alun. We, in fact, did manage to catch up with one or two of the riders, and we talked to them about the possibility that would the Pirates be getting too complacent. Leigh ADAMS, Neil MIDDLEDITCH has talked about the team not being too complacent. Is that something that you think is a risk?
Yeah, especially tonight. We're 10 points up on from the Ipswich match, so there's still all to race for. And especially Ipswich, they're a lot of young kids, that just want to race, and it's going to be a tough meeting. I don't think it's not going to be a walkover without a doubt. So yeah, we've just got to give it our best shot.
We haven't had a chance to chat to you since the press and practice. You had a good tryout on the track now. Is it suiting you okay?
It's not bad, it's never been one of my favourite tracks, but as soon as pretty much after press day, when I got a few laps in and tried a few different lines, which you never really get to do when you're down here racing, and sort of watched Tony a little bit, and yeah, I don't mind it actually. It's really smooth, and it's always prepared. He puts a lot of effort in, but I don't mind it at all.
Okay, now the Pirates obviously have got their tails in the air because of that 10-point victory. How's it going to go tonight?
We shouldn't get too excited. We lost our first match at home, so we definitely need a win at home, and I think just a few of the boys really, I watched that meeting on tally, and we threw so many points away that, you know, the match against Coventry. But you know, we'll see what happens tonight. Hopefully we can walk away with a win, and I think as the season grows, we're just going to get better and better, because all the guys are going to get set up, and obviously myself, Krzysztof, and you know, Lukas, not being here last year, we're still trying a lot of things, and you know, I think we'll just get better and better. As the season progresses, of course, the team spirit will grow too. Without a doubt, you know, although it's not bad at the moment, it's everybody's pretty well on the gas, and you know, working towards winning as many meetings as possible. And I think bonus points this year are going to play a major part. There's so many teams that are very even, and you know, everybody sort of singled us out, but I don't think that. You know, I think there's a lot of teams that are very equal to us, as Coventry proved. After losing that initial home fixture, the Pirates bounced back okay, didn't dent them too much? Not at all. I think it you know, gave us a wake-up call, really. You know, we had a really good meeting on Thursday. Everybody was buzzing, and we were on top of it the whole meeting, really, and pulled away towards the end. So, you know, that was good. I just hope we can do it tonight. Yeah, I hope so too, and let's see what we can do on our own track and keep it going. Let's hope so, mate. David Ruud, we haven't had a chance to talk this season. Are you settling in okay with the 2003 Pirates?
Yes, of course. It's a very good team, and I think we have a good chance to win this league this year.
You had a good day at Ipswich on Thursday. Do you think that we can repeat the dose today?
Yeah, of course. Now it's a home track, and if everything works okay for everybody, so we have a good chance today.
I guess the Pirates aren't getting too excited, though, at the moment.
Yeah, of course.
A lot to look forward to, we hope.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Continue the good work. You're doing well so far, and I'm sure we'll talk again later in the year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Danny Bird, welcome back to Poole. Nice to see you. It's a bit of a familiar hunting ground for you.
Yes, I do find myself here quite a bit, but it's a nice place to come, so looking forward to it.
Now, you're doing your second year with the Witches. Are you happy there at the moment?
Yeah, it's a nice team to ride for. They're a good bunch of people, and it's quite a good team atmosphere, so as long as we do it out on the track, it's all good.
Talked about there being a very young side, very keen and anxious to get out there and prove their point, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it matters too much what the age of the team is. It's what the scores are at the end of the day. So
now, obviously, you come here with a bit of a hill to climb. There's a 10-point disadvantage. How's that going to work out tonight?
Oh, I'm not really sure. I mean, we're going to be giving it our best shot, and Poole are a good team, and especially at home, it's going to be tough. So who knows what's going to happen?
Well, you're familiar with this track, so I'm sure you'll take to it well.
Yeah, I'll be giving it my best like always.
Yeah, as indeed you do, yeah. Nice to talk to you. Good luck.
Cheers.
Scott Nicholls, welcome back to Poole, and indeed it's one of your old hunting grounds, of course, but tonight in business for the Witches.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, obviously, Poole got a very strong team this year, and they obviously turned us over at home, so, you know, we're up against it tonight, but we'll come here and give it our best shot and see how things go.
Big season for you, of course, the Grand Prix looms, and a season where it looked as though you may not actually start for the Witches at one point.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of problems there, but obviously, you know, misunderstandings, one thing or another, but that's all been resolved now, and I'm happy to be there, and looking forward to hopefully having a successful season myself, and hopefully the Witches can prove the bookies wrong and, you know, do themselves proud this year.
Well, I'm glad to see that you are back in the Witches side. Great to see you here. Tonight, obviously, it is a bit of a hill to climb. Yeah,
it certainly is, you know, especially at home. You know, Poole, like I said, they've got an exceptionally strong side anyway, and obviously away from home for us, it's going to be tough, but, you know, it's still early in the year, and riders are still going to be a bit hit and miss. You know, I had a nightmare performance at home to the Pirates. You know, I couldn't get it together, and it's one of those things. Hopefully, you know, maybe things will swing our way, and a couple of the Poole riders won't be on form tonight, and we can capitalise on that. But obviously, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it seems to me that the team is just bubbling there, and if everyone raises their game just that little bit, they're certainly going to be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, all the teams are, like say, Poole have, you know, on paper have got a very strong team, and, you know, I think with Ipswich we've got a team that if everyone can raise their game a little bit and be consistent, we've got a team of young riders, so everybody's got room for potential, room for improvement, everyone can improve, so hopefully if everyone can just take that little step forward, then I think we've got a good side and a strong side. It's just a matter of whether that happens or not.
Okay, well, I wish you the best of luck for you and all the team. Good luck tonight. Have a good one.
Cheers, thanks a lot.
Coming into line for heat one of this Elite League fixture, the return match between the Poole Pirates and the IPSWICH Witches, with Pirates having won at Foxhall Heath by 10 points on Thursday last. Pirates will be looking to be in the driving seat for the bonus point this evening, but 15 heats of Speedway to go. Line up for race 1 with Leigh ADAMS and Krzysztof KASPRZAK, and they have the inside starting positions against the Polish pairing and IPSWICH Witches duo of Jarek HAMPEL and Krzysztof SLABON. So the now familiar figure at Wimborne Road in the number 1 position this season, 2003, of Leigh ADAMS on pole position, grid 1, as they come into line. And away they go. It's a particularly good start from Leigh ADAMS in red. IPSWICH holding the minor positions on the first half lap for a drawn race. Krzysztof KASPRZAK at the back of the field there. We have the rider in yellow and black, Krzysztof SLABON, who has impressed on previous outings here at Wimborne Road. He's in second place behind Leigh ADAMS. Leigh ADAMS, though, looking comfortable in the lead. Krzysztof SLABON in second place from Jarek HAMPEL, and in fourth place at the back, having got rather filled in earlier in the race, Krzysztof KASPRZAK. Oh dear, an engine failure for the rider in yellow there, Krzysztof SLABON, which ruins his chances of second place as he pulls out of the race, leaving 3 riders only. So now we have, with 1 lap remaining, Leigh ADAMS almost a half a lap ahead of the rider in green, Jarek HAMPEL. Krzysztof KASPRZAK in third place, and Pirates are going to get off to a winning start by 4 points to 2. Leigh ADAMS well ahead of the rest of the field, Jarek HAMPEL, and finally Krzysztof KASPRZAK, race number 1. So it's on to heat 2, which is the reserves race. And lining up for the Pirates this time, the 2 riders who were instrumental in helping Poole to that good win at IPSWICH on Thursday last, David Ruud and Davey WATT. David Ruud is who moves on to grid position 2, Davey WATT on the outside 4. They line up against the IPSWICH duo of Danny Bird, the Isle of Wight and IPSWICH rider, and Danish rider riding off a 5.42 average, Tom MADSEN. So Danny Bird at number 6 in the green helmet, Tom MADSEN, the number 7, rides on grid 3 in the yellow helmet. And as we always say, the reserves race is just as important, the points count, and often these races do determine the outcome of Elite League fixtures. Away they go. Punching into the first man, Danny Bird makes a very good start, rider in green on the inside, and moving swiftly from grid 1, and it looks as if IPSWICH potentially going into a 5-1 position here, although David Ruud in red making a battle on the outside with Tom MADSEN. In fact, Tom MADSEN comes through to take second place, so leaves the Pirates right at the back at this stage, facing a 5-1 reversal, and Danny Bird looking very comfortable out in the lead. Tom MADSEN coming through there, and he relegated David Ruud back into third place, Davey WATT in fourth. Pirates then 5-1 in arrears this time, halfway through this race. Danny Bird still looking comfortable and well out in front. Nobody's going to catch him, and I think it now looks as if the same is going to apply to Tom MADSEN. Davey WATT is habitual fall on the third and fourth turn, picks himself up and remounts, but he's obviously going to have a pointless opening ride here, having done so well at Foxhall Heath, and just as the reserves to Poole did so well at IPSWICH, the visiting Witches duo take a 5-1 in this return fixture here at Wimborne Road to give their side a lead by 5 points to 7 after 2 races. Well, with a couple of points in arrears, the Pirates something to make up as we move to heat 3, and it's the pairing of Lukas DRYML and Bjarne PEDERSEN. Lukas rides from the red helmet on grid 3, Bjarne PEDERSEN on the favoured inside position in blue, and the opposition comes in the shape of Poole Harry and the Swedish rider Daniel Nermark for IPSWICH. Poole Harry in the green helmet on grid 2, Daniel Nermark on the wide outside, and from last season we remember Daniel Nermark was one of the instrumental figures in the championship winning Wolverhampton team until such time as he had that rather horrific injury and broke a leg, which kept him out for the rest of the season. He's on the comeback trail so far this season, and expecting a gradual build-up of points. Could be a key figure in the IPSWICH team this season. So away they go for race number 3. Bjarne PEDERSEN taking the inside position and moving into the lead. Lukas DRYML hot on his tail. Poole Harry is in green in third place, and Daniel Nermark right at the back. Bjarne PEDERSEN then with Lukas DRYML back to a 5-1 position, which we remember so well from that opening fixture here against the Peterborough Panthers. Bjarne PEDERSEN and Lukas DRYML then holding a 5-1. Poole Hurry in third place in the green helmet, and Daniel Nermark right at the back of the field. So team riding from the Pirates, par excellence this time. Lukas DRYML taking the lead. Now Bjarne PEDERSEN comes under a certain amount of pressure from Poole Hurry. Poole, as we know, not afraid to mix it with his opponents home or away, and he's making a strong challenge on the inside, coming out of that turn 4 there. Bjarne PEDERSEN not looking to have great deal of speed in holding off this challenge, but he's holding a very good line. Hurry trying the outside. Bjarne PEDERSEN on this side. No doubt about the winner then, Lukas DRYML. Bjarne PEDERSEN just holding on to second place there from Poole Hurry and Daniel Nermark. So that's maximum 5-1 to the Pirates, who go back into the lead by 10 points to 8. Well, we have a look at the Wimborne Road faithful on turns 1 and 2, many of them taking their regular spots on the fence, but perhaps the numbers are a little bit thinner this evening, what with the win at Ipswich last week, and so obviously tonight's match looking to be one of the easier fixtures. Plus we also got the rival attraction of England against Turkey football match on the TV, so perhaps one or two people staying in the warm by their firesides and watching the old telly. Well, with the Pirates just back into the lead then on to race number 4, and the first outing for the two captains, the respective skippers of the Pirates and the Witches. For Poole, that means none other than world champion Tony Rickardsson, riding in the red helmet, and he's on grid 3. His partner Davey WATT in blue from grid 1, hoping to have slightly better race this time and, well, stay on. For the Witches then, it's one of Britain's top prospects currently in the Grand Prix series, Scotty Nicholls, riding this season from a 9.64 average, and his partner, second place last time out, Tom MADSEN. He rides in the yellow helmet and he goes from grid 2. Scotty then on grid 4, right alongside Tony Rickardsson. Up go the tapes and away they go, and it's a good ride, good gate from Tony Rickardsson right around his partner Davey WATT. Scotty Nicholls in between them in the green helmet, and Poole holding a 4-2 at this stage with Tony Rickardsson. Certainly a very determined first bend there, and already moving into an impressive lead ahead of Scotty Nicholls. Davey WATT back in third, and Tom MADSEN trailing this time back in fourth place. Well, Tony Rickardsson with a couple of drop points last week in the home fixture against Coventry, certainly not looking to be in the mood to drop any more tonight. He dropped 3 points in one evening, and when you think that last season he actually only dropped 12 points altogether at home here at Wimborne Road, quite clearly he'll be in no mood whatsoever for a repeat of that, and he's well clear with half a lap to go. Scotty Nicholls sitting back in second place, and Davey WATT coming around his least favoured bend on the track, the third turn, successfully, and holds that vitally important third place for Poole ahead of Tom MADSEN. So that gives them the 4-2. Poole Pirates then on now to 14 points. Ipswich Witches on to 10. Heat 5, and are we going to see another one of those scintillating 5-1 victories from the pairing of Lukas DRYML and Bjarne PEDERSEN? This time they face the Polish duo from Ipswich of Jarek HAMPEL and Krzysztof SLABON, and it's Lukas DRYML in the red helmet on grid 2, and his partner Bjarne PEDERSEN, having had an inside in his first race, moves to grid 4 this time. Jarek HAMPEL in green is on grid 3, Krzysztof SLABON grid 1. So just hanging back a little bit, playing hard to get. Started calling him into line, and well, the Pirates a 4-point advantage. Of course, that could be wiped out with a single 5-1 if the Witches duo are sharp from 1 and 3 grid positions. And the match at this early stage, it's a bit too early to say which way the advantage is going to go, although obviously the victory by Pirates at Ipswich last week means that they start as hot favourites. But where they go, Lukas DRYML in red, trying the outside line, and goes straight round his opponent Krzysztof SLABON there to take the lead, and Bjarne PEDERSEN coming along the inside of Jarek HAMPEL to take third place. So Pirates have turned a 4-2 against on the first bend into a 4-2 advantage, now turning to a 5-1 advantage, because that's an excellent pass by Bjarne PEDERSEN coming through the inside line there against Krzysztof SLABON. And now the two poles trailing at the back of the field, although SLABON's coming back at Bjarne PEDERSEN and goes straight round the outside of him again to regain second place. So quite a battle then for the minor placings here, no doubt about the lead with 1 lap to go. Lukas DRYML is comfortable out in front, but Krzysztof SLABON there, after at earlier relapse, has come back into second place. Bjarne PEDERSEN having to be content with third, and right at the back of the field there, failing to make an impression this time, Jarek HAMPEL. It's still a heat victory for Poole, but not the 5-1 they looked as if they were going to get at one stage. It's just a 4-2 victory, moving the progressive total after 5 races to Poole 18 points, Ipswich 12. Heat 9 now, with Lukas DRYML and Bjarne PEDERSEN for Poole, coming out against Scott Nicholls and Danny Bird. Ipswich once again on the inside starting position, and will this be an opportunity for Scotty Nicholls on the inside in green to have his first heat win of the evening? I reckon he's got a pretty good chance if he's smartly from the gate. Danger man from the home perspective is Lukas DRYML on the grid 4 position. He lines up in red then, Bjarne PEDERSEN in blue from grid 2, and it's Danny Bird who's shaped up pretty well so far this evening with 4 points from 2 outings, and a far cry from the performance in the home fixture when I think he actually failed to score. So the roles reversed with the 2 lots of reserves in this return fixture. That's the ins and outs and ups and downs of Speedway, and as suspected, it's Scotty Nicholls who blasts from the tapes with Bjarne PEDERSEN and Lukas DRYML. Danny Bird goes round the outside of Lukas DRYML, relegating the Czech Pirate to the back of the field. Scotty Nicholls riding very well on that inside line and holding off the challenger Bjarne PEDERSEN, who's in second. Third place Danny Bird. Lukas DRYML now making another challenge around the outside. At this stage Ipswich are on for another 4-2 to tighten up the scoreline once again, because there's just 4 points between the teams as we see this race number 9 now. Lukas DRYML now making a challenge on the inside against Danny Bird, but still not really shaking off the young Ipswich rider, but he does now look for an opening on the inside. They're neck and neck down the back straight, these two battling out for third place. Danny Bird and Lukas DRYML. Danny Bird and Lukas DRYML. This is going to be a tough one, but Lukas DRYML does eventually get the verdict there, and he follows his team partner Bjarne PEDERSEN home for that 3-all. No doubt about the winner, Scotty Nicholls. Second place then Bjarne PEDERSEN, but certainly the Wimborne Road faithful here on this cold Wednesday evening showing their appreciation with plenty of applause for that ride there. Excellent ride from Lukas DRYML. 3 to each side then, and the 4-point advantage to Poole being held, with the scoreline moving to Poole 29 points, Ipswich 25. Well, there's no such thing as certainty in Speedway, particularly in this season 2003, with all the teams pretty even, and if anyone thought that having won Ipswich by 10 points, the Pirates would be in for a stroll this evening, how wrong they've been proved. Ipswich have already shown on their travels that they're forced to be reckoned with, having only just gone down at Coventry, no less, by 6 points a week or so ago. They've come here to Poole, and after 10 races, there's still only 4 points between them as we come up to the tapes for race 11, with Tony Rickardsson, the rider in red, and grid 1 position. 2 races and 2 wins is his scoreline. Davey Ruud, his partner, 2 races with just 1 point to show, and it's the Polish pairing once again, the 1 and 2 for Ipswich, Jarek HAMPEL and Krzysztof SLABON, to give him his Polish name, or Krzysztof SLABON as we call him when he rides for Canada. There's dual nationality rider. Away goes Tony Rickardsson once again from grid 1. Davey Ruud trying to split the 2 poles, and he's done so. In fact, he tries to squeeze around the outside of Krzysztof SLABON and does so. Much better ride from Davey Ruud this time, looking very determined to put those earlier disappointing races out of his mind. Tony Rickardsson then way up in front. Davey Ruud in second place now, with Jarek HAMPEL and Krzysztof SLABON racing side by side in third and fourth place. Tony Rickardsson having a look for his team partner and looking on the wide outside for Davey Ruud to make an impression on the inside. So a spot of Rickardsson team riding, something we don't always see here at Wimborne Road, but certainly he's having a jolly good look for his young Swedish team partner this time, and they're riding now in team racing fashion for a promising looking 5-1 as they come around the final bend. This is much more like it, and that 4-point margin extended to 8 points after a race 11. Tony Rickardsson, Davey Ruud, and then in third place the rider in green was Jarek HAMPEL. Once again, Krzysztof SLABON having a little bit of machinery problem, but 37 now to Poole, 29 to Ipswich.
Well, here we are at the interval. The Pirates have got a 4-point lead, perhaps not as much as we might have expected. Alan, what do you think the situation is? I mean, we've got the big guns still to come in the last 4 races, of course, so this could be a comfortable lead.
Yeah, actually, Ipswich have surprised me. You know, they've sort of banged in. But mind you, Krzysztof's had a bit of an off night tonight, and David had a bit of trouble earlier on, but he seemed to have sorted out in his last ride. But yeah, it's a lot tighter than I really thought it was going to be be honest.
We've seen an interesting scenario this evening that a couple of the carburettors have been tested. We saw Lukas and Leigh, and I think Tony had his tested. Is that something that we can expect to see more of?
Well, apparently so. They're trying to clamp down on the cheats in the sport, and what they're doing at random, if you win a race, I think they're coming in and checking your carburettors. Basically what they do, they've got a little tool, and the diameter's got to be a certain width, and what they do, they put it in, and if it fits in nicely, then you're okay.
Clearly, if it doesn't, if it slops around, then you've got an oversized carb, I guess.
Yeah, severely, yeah.
That's the top and bottom of it. Well, hopefully, all of our guys, I'm sure they've been okay. We've certainly seen them okay so far. But as I say, the last 4 races is to come. We know that the bonus point is already 10 points in our favour. 4 points now on this one. Does it look like it might be another 10-point victory once the Heat 13 and Heat 15 play out?
I think so. I think the boys will start. I think they'll go in. I think like now. I think we'll get the point starting to go now. We seem to sort of up a gear. Well, I think we will anyway. But I'm, looking at what we got to come out in Heat 13 and then Heat 15 away. Lee's going and Tony are going tonight. And I think if Lucas makes a start, I don't think we're going to have too much trouble there.
What is it that makes the difference on a rider week to week? I mean, we've seen Lucas as almost as a different rider again, back to where he was in the first match. What is it that can make that difference?
I think a lot of it's down to confidence, and basically, you got one set up and you might try something different to see if you can make it better. And possibly Lucas has tried that and it hasn't worked, and maybe he's gone back to what he had originally, and he certainly looks a business. I mean, I know he got a third there, but I think if he couldn't have got tangled up with Bjarne in the first corner there, I think he probably would have given the Scott a run for his money.
And Leigh and Tony really do seem to be on a pace of their own at the moment.
Yeah, they're looking really good. They're making good, sharp starts, and certainly looking the business. And like I say, given Leigh's going to need a little time to settle on his own track. We can see what he can do away for us. And at the end of the day, I think that's more important, scoring away, than scoring at home, because I think we've got enough riders at home that should be able to carry us home.
That could well make the difference. Well, indeed, as I say, the 4 points are in the advantage to the Pirates at the moment. Let's see if we can catch up with a couple of the riders before we go back to the racing. David Ruud, I have to say, an excellent race that just completed along with Tony, and I'm sure that set you up nicely.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I have some problem to find the right setup here in Poole, and I try everything, changing ignition and everything, man. But I think I found something good now. Hopefully.
And is that something that you can use again and again?
Yeah, I try to find something that engine for Poole.
Okay, now the track's a little bit different tonight than we've seen it for the last couple of weeks. Does the track changing cause you a lot of problems in setting the bike up?
Yeah, in the first it was very wet and slippy, but now I think the track is normally as it used to be.
So we can see more of the same, I hope.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Okay, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Well, we're on to Heat 12, the riders having had the benefit of an interval, and Mike Smiley, having the benefit of looking at his programme, has decided it's time for another tactical change, which he does so with the lineup now of Paul Hurry, and in comes Scott Nicholls, their captain, to take an extra ride. He rides in yellow. Out for the Pirates, Lukas DRYML in red, and Davey WATT, the rider in blue. Lukas DRYML then from grid 1. Davey WATT just holding back there, but he will be moving from 3. Tactical change, Scotty Nicholls, he comes from grid 2 this time, and his partner Paul Hurry moves into the gate 4 position. So 1 and 2, the battle between Lukas DRYML and Scotty Nicholls. Away they go, and it looks as if Lukas DRYML has wrapped them out in front, and he takes a clean lead. Davey Watt's challenge around the first bend came to nothing because Scott Nicholls made sure that there was plenty of room for his partner Paul Hurry to come through, which he duly does so, and these two riders now sitting in 2nd and 3rd behind Lukas DRYML for the minor places. And it looks like we've got another drawn race on our hands here, because way out in front, Lukas DRYML, once he hits the front, he's a very difficult rider to beat. He's got that stylish cornering technique, and already building up his knowledge of the Wimborne Road track and creating himself as a firm favourite here. Coming around the final bend, checkered flag being prepared for the young Czech, newly signed by Poole from Oxford in the closed season, taking 3 points there. And minor places going to Paul Hurry, Scotty Nicholls, Davey Watt at the back of the field, drawn race. 3 to each team, and Poole now on to 40 points, Ipswich on to 32. So it's the nominated race then, and the last race of this evening's fixture. And no surprises as to who Neil MIDDLEDITCH has chosen for the Pirates. They're big 2, looking to bounce back from that shock 5-1 reversal in Heat 13 at the hands of Scott Nicholls and Jarek HAMPEL. The young Pole HAMPEL has been set aside in favour of Paul Hurry in this nominated race. Paul Hurry comes in to partner the visiting skipper Scotty Nicholls. And the way they line up from the inside, Tony Rickardsson on 1, Poole skipper. Scott Nicholls, the Ipswich skipper, in the green helmet on grid 2. Got the Pirates number 1, Leigh ADAMS, on gate 3, and for good measure, Paul Hurry is, who lines up from the wide outside. So 46 points to 37, the advantage to Poole. And they come into line, and up go the tapes. Away bounces Tony Rickardsson from Scott Nicholls, Leigh ADAMS in 3rd, and Paul Hurry looking to challenge the inside. Scotty Nicholls making a superb outside pass on Tony Rickardsson to move into a lead there, and once again Tony Rickardsson showing that he's not always invincible even when he gets out from the starting gate and has to give way to Scott Nicholls. I wonder if that is something that indicates that we're in for a good Grand Prix season here this season. Tony Rickardsson, always so invincible in the Grand Prix, but as against Coventry last week, he's just beginning to drop 1 or 2 points this season, and not yet into 100% top flight. Scott Nicholls is going to hold on to this advantage. He's coming around to take the checkered flag. It's the last bend. Tony Rickardsson 2nd, Leigh ADAMS 3rd, Paul Hurry 4th. It's going to be a drawn race and a Pirates victory by 49 points to 40, and overall 99 points to 80. They win the bonus point, so they pick up all 5 Elite League points against their Suffolk rivals, and that's the way it wraps up here this evening at Wimborne Road. Scott Nicholls coming around to take the applause of the crowd, and sportingly Tony Rickardsson acknowledges a good ride by an opposing rider as ever, and totally sporting gesture from Tony, and Scott Nicholls it is who leaves the lasting impression here with applause from the crowd in Heat 15, and he wraps up a successful evening personally, but not for his Ipswich team, as the Pirates take the league spoils. And with that, we say good night from Wimborne Road.
Well, in the end, the result was plenty. It was 9 points in it, as the Pirates made a convincing victory here this evening. And of course, one of the main men and man of the match this evening, Lukas DRYML. Lukas, back to winning ways.
Yeah, of course I like that, you know, and I still working on the setup a little bit, because the track has been always good, but not every week exactly the same. So we can work on it with the setup. You know, we have to find it for each conditions on the track, and I think we're getting there and looking good now.
Well, you certainly found the right setup against Peterborough, and you found the right setup tonight. Obviously last week caught you out a little.
Yeah, last week, you know, the track was a little bit different than first meeting, so I expect it's more slick, so I changed the setup a little bit, which didn't work so well. So I know now that I don't have to do it next time. I have to do it different way, so it's better now.
And you feel good, man of the match, and a nice big score under your belt.
Yeah, it was a nice big score, and I'm happy to be in this team and improving in this team and to do this team well.
The team spirit is really coming on now, and you're really starting to bond together. It's looking very encouraging for the rest of the year.
Yeah, hopefully we will continue doing it, and of course everybody is thinking to win the most meetings, to get most bonus points and win the league. And it's long season, it will take some time to do it, but I'm sure we can work together very well and we will do it.
Thanks for talking to us, and well done tonight. Brilliant job.
Thank you.
Well, he looks quite subdued, doesn't he? But in fact, it doesn't belie the fact that, of course, it was an excellent performance this evening, and he's right back where he needs to be. Well, it was a match tonight where the heat leaders really led from the front, and they pulled off the win. And seeing Bjarne and Lukas popping back into form at just the right time indicates that, of course, the Pirates are on the winning ways again. Well, our first three matches, Graham, under our belt, as it were, and I've got to say, three quite contrasting matches, sandwiched in the middle of two comfortable victories. That match against Coventry, which was the warning shot the Pirates perhaps needed.
Yes, absolutely, and I think these are early stages in the season for Poole. They are bedding in, and I think what we've seen is two comfortable victories, as you say, but the warning shot with Coventry means that this isn't a league campaign that's going to be decided on paper. Don't believe what you see in the Speedway press. Every match has got to be ridden for, and the points have got to be won the hard way. And so I think that there's plenty to look forward to as the season unfolds. Well,
indeed there is. There's plenty of action to look forward to on Pirate Videos too. And we haven't finished there yet, because there's more to come before we sign off.